Welcome back, my rogues. Today's question is, what was the first video game you felt was a work of art, not just something to play for fun? Hope you enjoy. Papers, please. At the time, all I knew was take gun and go bang at bad guys. This had a story far deeper, and I needed to consider consequences beyond Bing shooting at me. Bing stops shooting. It felt like a real world that I had an effect on. I could help the rebels on the off chance that Arts Oscar is better for it, but I can't guarantee the safety of my family. We saw the world from the perspective of a citizen in a dictatorship trying to do what we feel is best, and dealing with any consequences that brings on. Journey, Shadow of the Colossus, Portal and Portal 2 and Half-Life 2. You know what, just anything made by Valve is amazing. Probably Limbo. I remember the feeling it gave me the first time I played it. Mystery and dread. I was impressed that a game can make you feel that way without relying so much on the actual gameplay. Games can be more than just button-mashing experiences. Ori and the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisps. Both games have stunning visuals, a beautiful soundtrack, and an incredible story. Hollow Knight, BioShock and its successors. It has a distinct art direction. What Remains of Edith Finch can hardly be considered a game, more of a guided story. It stuck with me for a long time despite taking just a few hours to finish. Okami, Stardew Valley one-man solo project becomes a hit. He does every bit, from the gorgeous background music to the clever and unique progressions and collection systems. The dialogue options are actually comparable to the spoken equivalent. It's a masterpiece and has uprooted what I thought I loved in games. Firewatch, both story and visuals. Myst, Dishonored. Honestly, the art style is breathtaking. Zelda Root blew my mind back in the day. I played the shit out of it. In my mind, nothing came close to touching it. I typically have a very hard time committing to playing games all the way through and get easily distracted with other wasn't until I played Oblivion that I found another game that was as complete to me. Skyrim, though, was just a work of art. I just got into VR, and Skyrim VR is just crazy. VR in general provides a lot of opportunity, and I can't wait to see what the field brings. Minecraft. I swear I first saw it when I was like 8 and thought I had met fucking Da Vinci lol. Like I had never seen anything like it and immediately fell in love. Super Mario Galaxy. Undertale. I loved the characters and world building so much I still can't get over it. It also has so many different endings. Zero. Mirror's Edge. Oddly enough. Chrono Trigger. Currently playing through it again. I'd also like to give a shout out to the guy that said Earthbound. Earthbound is also a masterpiece, and you're only doing yourself a disservice if you don't play it. Morrowind. Outer Wilds. Has to be Ocarina of Time. Kokiri Forest is probably the closest you can get to experiencing childhood again. Really cemented the idea in me that video games, through their interactivity, can evoke feelings in a way that most movies and books cannot. Bastion and Transistor. The developers put so much love into the world building and music. Really felt like I was playing through somebody's art, rather than just another video game. To the Moon. Spyro the Dragon. Judge away, but I stand my ground. Subnautica. Gree. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Man, the architecture and urban planning are top-notch. Mass Effect 2. I love the storytelling, the characters, and I never felt it dragged or was boring. Character creation took some getting used to, though. Oblivion. I know, it has its quirks, but when I finally escaped the prison tutorial level and saw the vast expanse of fantasy landscapes, running rivers, snow-capped mountains in the distance, abandoned temples rife for exploring accompanied by the rich, layered music, my mind was on another level. I still can't listen to the soundtrack without remembering riding my bike for hours after play. Oblivion. Feeling like I was on my own adventure. Zelda Breath of the Wild. There were probably games before that, but I remember that one distinctly because it was on a handheld device. Dark Souls. The original Halo. Snake Eater. Life is Strange. Nier Automata. It was the first game to make me feel empty inside for a while after finishing it. The first game to make me genuinely cry like a baby. There are all the games that come to mind like Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy, but none played with me mentally more than Nier Automata did, and when I say it made me cry, that's an achievement by itself. I am by no means sentimental. From memory, the only other game that made me cry was Final Fantasy XI Vorspawn. Witcher 3 really made me stop and just admire the world, listen to the wind, other sounds, look at how things change and weather. It was first game where I was distracted from the quests by the game itself. Horizon Zero Dawn. Final Fantasy VI, the music in the opening credits when you start a new game. IDIDNT, no video games could have music like that. And it had such dynamic characters with varied personalities and backgrounds. Incredible to 8-year-old me. Skyrim. Final Fantasy IX. I remember getting that just finished great book feel after I beat it and I was just blown away. The Last of Us. I have never felt so immersed and invested in the story of a video game until I played it. Right from the start, the game pulls you in and makes you feel all sorts of emotions. Such an amazing story, and I love watching others play it for the first time and getting to see them experience what a great game it is. Monument Valley. Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. I think that was one of the first games where I actually cared for the characters. And at DIDNT feel like a simple video game, but an experience where my choices actually mattered. Haven't played any more since Season 2 though. Final Fantasy VII. Nier Automata. Anyone? Just me.
Hope you liked this video. Stay frosty, my rebels.